And welcome back, SpeedGaming fans, to Game 2 of this Best of 3 series between Nevdi and Audraxys. Game 1 taken home by close to 4 minutes by Audra. This will be a do-or-die situation for Nevdi. Hopefully we have another exciting high-octane race. Once again, I'm DJ Webb, joined by Salty Pigeon in the comm booth and Fishing Boo on tracking. Salty, tell us what you are hoping to see in game number 2.
Well, I'm always a fan of close races, and I like both these runners, so I want to see a Nevdi win so the community gets 3 games out of this. But mostly I want to see a map rando, because we got vanilla map last time, and I want to see some stronger beams this time. Mix it up a little bit. I think that'll be fun.
Since our runners are setting up, making sure their control scheme is good and everything, should be off to the races in just a moment here. And we'll see what the mystery settings have thrown at us in seed number 2. And there we are, full countdown for race number 2.
Ooh, just morph ball here in criteria. Runners will not have to stick around long. Grab some ammo and the ball and get on out of here.
Yeah. People who are not fans of criteria checks, this is actually pretty ideal. Like you said, the morph ball is the lone major here. And maybe you find that E-Tank, but only one being here is also pretty good, frankly, because you're really guilt-free, just don't check a lot here, and then you're off to other parts of the seed, which can have more and better items. So, yeah, this is... Typically, you get a full countdown, and it's like, whoa, we'll see what we get, and then, after a while. But yeah, we know what we're going to get. It's not a lot, but it's not a lot in a good way.
Maybe we'll see a green Bryn with 10. Just something absolutely ridiculous.
I think the highest number I've seen in a single area is 6. It might be 7. Hello there. Very, very squished camera. I'm sure that'll get fixed here in a little bit. But we're going down to this alpha missile first. Both runners elect to check these criteria items in this order.
So these are actually Nevdi's favorite pixels. He asked us to put them up on the stream today for him. Alpha missile pixels are just so cool. So that's what they're there for. And MST tank in the ceiling.
Yes. Shout out to everyone's favorite Mountain Time Zone Metroid player. The reserve tank here will give you 100 extra energy. The hard way, gotta refill it manually. And a power bomb here, so if our runners so desire, they can use those power bombs to look left of morph ball. There's an item and potentially green Brent Star, or in potentially a different area if we are in fact in area randomization. As Audra took less damage, only needed 1 try on the D boost, and has energy in that reserve. And you can see Nevdi wants to have more energy than he currently does, so a little bit of a lead taken here from Audra. And another powerbomb pack. That's nice.
It's actually pretty sweet for back here. If those hoppers give you too much problems, you can just lay another power bomb. And we do have map stuff.
Yes, the areas are randomized here, and we are into Red Brinstar.
That's a great one to find right off the bat, especially with a nothing criteria.
Indeed. And then, wow! 2-1 Croc.
Crockabilly with 2 majors. That seems kind of normal, but still. I like it. Audra doing the grav jump check here without gravity.
Yes, indeed. I think I might have wanted to stick around that Crocomire, but Audra says no, and then gets rewarded with a green Brinstar find. Red Brinstar a little bit awkward without supers. Most of the item checks are behind green doors. The only one that's not is X-Ray, and you can have fun doing X-Ray on this health if you want to. I will not be joining you in said fun, with air quotes around that word. But Greenburn's also a little awkward without supers, but there's so many items that you are pretty likely to get a super, It's not in its vanilla spot here at the early supers, but we came here first because with only 5 missiles, you got to open the red door with them and then get more. So
And 5 item checks in these 2 rooms overall. You have a good chance. Regular bombs and spacer. So there's 2 of our majors right off the bat in the early super room. And I agree with Ace in chat. I don't like killing all those hoppers and using your ammo before you check the door, just in case it's not area and it's vanilla. And also, you're using up all your ammo.
yep. So we did find a super pack here. See if we can get a reverse mock ball. I assume Audra went for it. Nice. There we go.
Nailed it.
Nevdi will also go for it. See if he can successfully get that. With the early super item already collected, no need to go back up that way. So nice little time save here. And this is the preferable direction to find Green Brinstar from, because this is the dense side over here on the left, so you come here first naturally, versus if you come in on the other side. Got to make some choices, so pretty much all positives here so far in this early traversal. And then, like I said, this is the dense part, and all 3 majors. I think you're still... I would still be checking. I want at least one of those tanks that's laying around here, but we'll see what our runners decide to do.
I don't know who they're going to sue for this seed. It looks pretty fun. But I guess you could make up a lawsuit about anything if these days. Oh, you said do. I'm sorry.
Tomato, tomato, right?
Yeah. I like potatoes.
So, gonna be skipping out on the Edikun Powerbomb check, the longer check of these left side items. Makes sense. Again, you got the majors that you were looking for. We'll see about these E-tanks. Maybe they're also convenient and they're both just chilling out in big pink, and we can get in and out of here faster than you can count to 3.
Well, I was hoping for area and hoping for more beam stuff at the beginning, and I got my wishes. Do you have any wishes, DJ? Looks like
I hope we find both of these E-tanks, and we're 1 out of 2 right now. This has been the friendliest Green Brinstar that you might ever see here. Majors just right out there for the taking. E-tank so far also very nice. Got the supers we wanted. Got an extra pack just for fun. And yeah.
Maybe check charge, and just in case it's the E-tank.
Yeah, after this is when you really have to see what you want or what you're gonna get. It's awkward because after those 3 items, all the rest of the items are attached to this room in various ways, but the easiest and most convenient one to get is actually this this pipe item. But if you do things in a normal way, it's the last one you're gonna look at. So for now, we're not even looking at anything else. We're gonna find a 1 major Kraid's lair. This is...
It's actually
kind of a blazing start here.
A nice place for the game to put Kraid's place.
Yeah, assuming we can kill this boss, this is real nice. I'm gonna...
More supers. Got the CF ammo already for Audra. And yeah, she's taking a safety save. Want to do that in Dash Mystery, because the bosses are also kind of mysterious. And by kinda, I mean totally.
Yeah, 4 different possibilities: vanilla bosses, shifted bosses, shuffled bosses, and surprises. We'll see what information, if any, we glean from this first one, and maybe talk about some things, and maybe we'll save it for later. It depends on what this coin flip tells us. I am not actually going to flip a coin, for the record.
If I had one, I would totally do it, and I call tails.
But we've got Vanilla Kraid, which doesn't tell us anything.
I used to have a coin flip app on my phone, and that seemed like the silliest thing to me. Like, just click this button, and then the coin will flip on your screen.
Nothing compares to the true randomness of physically flipping a coin, in my opinion.
Me too. But somebody thought that app was a winner. And I guess they were right. I downloaded it for fun. Oh, Kraid hooking us up.
Absolutely.
The Spood Beaster.
The Speed Booster here behind Kraid. Shoutouts to Zero Mission.
Oh, is that how you say it? I've been saying it wrong all this time. Oops. Okay. Well, the Speed Booster. Very fun item. Awesome to get early. We did not have that in our last seed in match 1.
Always nice when Seed 2 gives you some things that Seed 1 didn't.
Yeah, I called a race yesterday with IP, and the 2 races were pretty much the same, except the second one, the map was just worse. But everything else was pretty much the same.
Yep. So I believe Nevdi came down and checked this item first. It is another super missile. Very nice. We're at a pretty good ammo right now. Our beam, if we can get an upgrade in there, will be not half bad, but right now 70 is very weak. And we'll see what this portal down here at the bottom is. Honestly, if I'm looking at this, I kind of want this to be a nothing because I can go back to Red Tower and do a 2 major croc very comfortably with supers and speed
Torian.
booster.
Oh,
yeah.
Warfare.
Again, I do not mind that at all because there's a lot of stuff back the other direction.
Yeah, now we know the good way into LN.
Yeah.
And come back whenever we want.
In some senses good, in other senses it's quite isolated, given that there's only one other way into the Screenburn Star with Kraid being a dead end, and depending on where else we end up in the seed, could be a little out of the way, so we'll see how Lorne Warfare is traversed once our runners get to that point in the seed. But yeah, we're going to be heading back. I think that Croc is a pretty likely next play for our runners.
Yeah, Lower Norfair has pretty much the longest tube in the vanilla map, and with it being here, that's extra long. So that will take a little bit of time, but I'm not worried with the movement that Audra and Nevdi have.
For sure. So back up the elevator. I suppose I'll also point out that given that we found this at the tube, and that the other end is back of Lower Norfair specifically, all of that stuff is specifically locked by either gravity or high jump in some form or fashion. I guess, given the other side's Lower Norfair, you need gravity or high jump to technically access all those items, but we don't really care as it stands. But I'm just gonna check out Spazer here, get another missile pack.
I think it's crazy how they can do that. You said it's locked by form or fashion, so somehow the game can see you, and if you're not wearing clothes at least from the 90s, you're not going to be allowed in. And that's just impressive technology for the time.
Wow,
your clothes look way too 2008. We're not letting you in this room.
I'm quite shocked here. Audra is saying no to Crocomire for at least the time being, if not for time immemorial, frankly. That's pretty unlikely you're going to be getting back to this part of the map in a convenient way, given Green Bin we're pretty much done with, Meme Route is far away, and the others are dead end. So Nevdi is doing what I would have done, which is come back here, check out Croc. Frankly, I would have attempted to do this early. You had to start a charge, so it is the case that several of the items were a little bit inaccessible, but 2 majors is real tempting, so big divergence here. See what Nevdi can score out of this play.
And we do have 20 supers, so if, say, Varia or Gravity is down here, that's going to be real nice.
For sure.
It makes that LN backdoor not so bad, although with 1 tank, I don't know if that would be my first thing I'd want to go do. High jump for Audra at Alpha Peebs. Speed and high jump, excellent combo. They go together like spaghetti and peanut butter. I mean, meatballs and jelly.
Something like that. So, nice movement, nice ammo thus far, but energy a little bit lacking, and also don't have a ton of map knowledge. Also, someone tell me if I missed it or not, but I did not see the Middle Red Tower portal, which I assume Audra looked at, but
that was West Meridia pre-aqueduct.
Okay, thank you. I don't know how I was looking away for that long, but we were back in Criteria here at the top of Red Tower. We're gonna look at this door. And Upper Norfair 4-4. Good grief.
Single chamber and a stacked Norfair. There's Spring Ball, so Croc doing Croc-like things. Saying, yeah, I got some stuff. I don't know if you want it, though, but I got some stuff.
Got some stuff indeed. We got that high jump, so the people who saw the numbers in the Western Radio portion will know if Suitless is relevant in this seed or not.
Fishing Boo said one major, no tanks.
Yep, so that could matter, and then of course there is still this other major in Croc, which is Ice Beam. Suitless. Nice as it's like Red Elevator went to the Upper Norfair Business Center, and there's the front of LN. Getting a whole lot of stuff found here, so.
And New Rod Beam without charge, so pretty low damage. Easy math damage, though.
Yeah, and this is interesting because 4 majors is a lot, obviously, so you're really happy about that. And it's also the case that even with this low energy, we've got speed, so we've got easy access to each part of Upper Norfair, and you're likely to get refills along the way. So, and there
it is.
There's a good item. Gravity Suit. No Suitless necessary in this one. Major number 2 found Charge Beam. Major number 3, the X-ray scope. That is quite the haul here early on. And a missile.
Audra's route paying off really well again.
Yeah. Ice Beam definitely super nice to have, especially with Wave Spacer and now this charge upgrade. We'll see if it's the full charge upgrade or step 1 of 2. So Beam going to be better for Nevdi, as well as Metroid Room is going to be better. I have a hard time seeing Audra end up going back for that Croc from here, but you never know the tenor of the seed.
Might be a soprano.
Yes, indeed. And yeah, the full charge beam upgrade. I was going to say, energy is a little bit low for this Gravity Suit collection. However, it's easily accessible with the high jump and speed. And you have a Crystal Flash, so you could probably get that now, but it makes sense with a major outstanding and also a bunch of E-Tanks to come over here and see what else is in store.
Ooh,
in Norfair.
Thought Nevdi might be trying X-Ray. I don't think with the amount of health that's a good thing. Don't you need at least 2 tanks for that?
Well, especially with the full reserve, you can do some silly things to keep your health high-ish, but I think, especially in full, it makes sense to leave that for last with only 1 major in here, and that is going to be rewarded with the high jump being here at Alpha Power Bombs. So, Audra is going places and doing things. Where those places are and what those things are up for debate as a little bit of a dip in the lava.
At least Audra had almost a full reserve there.
Yeah, definitely didn't want to use it though, because you want that for this probable gravity collection incoming. See if that's her current plan. It's Nevdi's now more than likely going to be ending up in a similar spot as the gate was open, so closed it and then reopened it. There's a energy refill here, Nutella, so what you're really worried about is having full reserves and also full ammo.
How'd the name of Nutella refill come about?
I wish I was enough of a historian to tell you such things. Unfortunately, I am not.
Okay. Yeah, I've just always been curious about that one. I mean, the Sloater refill makes sense because of Sloaters. But Nutella, I don't know anyone named Nutella in the community, so...
And here we're going to get our final little bit of criteria information. See if you can somehow cheekily spike the E-Tank.
Okay. Well, there you go.
We're sparking over mode. We've got a super missile on it. 30, 30, 15. Some pretty nice ammo. Nevdi is going to check out Terminator.
I have no idea.
Another reserve. And we've got the top of West Meridia here at Crocomire, or at Moat. Andra, not going to check that out right now, especially because the gravity suit is just a few pixels away here in Upper Norfair. I expect we're gonna try to get it, but we'll see. Ship save makes some sense. Do not expect we are going to be checking anything, although I'm wrong, as I tend to be occasionally. Hunter does want the tank in here, it seems. Or some more ammo. One of the two.
Tank it
How
is.
very, very cheeky. And let's do the energy tank. In criteria, it was that landing side powerbomb. See how Nevdi elects to handle Upper Norfair. Peek at this gravity suit and then get the haul at high jump.
Yeah, business center coming in clutch yet again.
It's the place where we do business. It's definitely exactly how it got its name. Provided lava damage is avoided here. All you need is a speedy jump into a wall jump off of these lower platforms and you are good to go here. Little dip in the lava, but not a ton. And with the reserve, we'll definitely be fine here. And then we can see where you want to go and what you want to do here. We do have that heat reduction, so it makes it out without popping those reserves. So Nevdi is going to check out this ice beam area. Believe has a save. That's the business center. So if nothing of fruit is here, we'll be able to just get out of here unscathed. And it looks like Audra's going back to West Meridia via the middle red tower to pre-aqueduct door. That's close to 3 of the 7 items, so that makes a lot of sense. And we can see what item we get and what portals are attached to the bottom of West Meridia.
Nevdi checking out Crumble Tower. I don't think we saw this from Audra.
No, we did not. Got 3 majors out of Upper Door first set. That's plenty for me. There's nothing doing over here. Nobody's gonna get his health back with that reset.
And Audra looking really healthy on ammo. Gravity suit, you probably mentioned it, but we do have the heat reduction on this time. That's always very nice.
Got your pick of how you want to handle the rest of this seed, especially like you said with that reduction from gravity. We do know both sides of Lower Norfair. We've got more ammo here in the watering hole, but very realist. The back is a little bit inconveniently located, and our health. All the E-tanks are in Upper Norfair so far. Funnily enough, that's the place where we have seen the most number of E-tanks, but haven't actually gotten any of them. Nevdi is gonna be a little more thorough in clearing out this Upper Norfair.
Yeah, hopefully there's at least one E-tank back here for Nevdi. Otherwise, I think we're running out of spots.
Almost certainly, yeah. There's barely enough items outside. Barely enough items outside of this specific place, given what we've already seen, for there to not be a tank. And there's 2.
Okay, that's really good news. That'll get Nevdi out of here alive.
Yep.
Mama T. More supers.
Oh. You can make this with a jump with both high jump and speed. If you're a moonwalk user, which Audra is not, you
There
can
it
back
is.
up more comfortably against the wall to get that full distance. And we'll see what's in the wall. It's not the major, so either Crab Super or it's Main Street.
Runners
You
already
have
have
this.
better beams than last game, and the ammo situation looks really nice. So Torian's gonna be pretty darn speedy.
For sure. Makes sense. Full versus Shozo, you're checking more items and you're more likely to run into a ton of ammo. And yeah, the supers have been very generous compared to last seed. So 2 items left. Could be here at the. Oh, it's not.
There it is. Grapple is our last one.
Yep. Last major and upper north found for Nevdi, and last location item here for Audra. The Main Street missile will have the major here, and already in a convenient spot to short charge. Don't got to do the really hard one at the bottom. Just comfortably do this one. And what do we have here?
Oh my goodness, there it is. Various suit creates nightlight.
It's the various suit collected. Nevdi also found another one of these energy tanks, so really going to be comfortable for going to grab that gravity suit. But extra checks that Nevdi has done have net some good items and also some nice energy. But Audra blazing forward through this seed and finding everything she needs. There's another energy tank. We were already in energy go mode, but that's a convenient refill and also more energy.
Been a while since I've seen Varia in West Meridia. I know it's happened a few times this tournament, but been a while for me since I've seen it in there.
For sure. And we're good to go. We're in Wreck Ship. We found one of the boss areas. Actually, we needed to find 2 still, and this was one of them. So we're here. We're going to slay this boss, hopefully without too much trouble. We've got plenty of ammo for Ridley. We could speed kill Dragon as well as use some ammo. And then there's Kraden Fantoon, which are Kraden Fantoon. But we've got shuffled once again in this seed. And Ridley is our Wreck Ship boss.
Yeah, so Ridley has not been anywhere near home for this match. Keeps moving north.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta go outside, touch a little grass, and really showing us how it's done. Really seeing the sights of Zebes, as it were.
And here's a picture of me and my family trying on socks at the library on our last vacation. No, really, that's fine. You can just blow up, dude.
So we're gonna get this check again. Bosses are shuffled, so this count and countdown is going to be lower and warfare items. But we got another energy tank. Nice to see. Well, the Wreck Ship Major is going to remain in Wreck Ship for the duration of this seed. We're definitely not going to see it because Fantoon is elsewhere, and I don't see any reason for us to ever come back here to the Wreck Ship. A little bit of a decision here. You get to see if Audra wants to check the back portal here or also the Meridia map station portal back in Meridia. Didn't see that. But Nevdi is also going to end up in West Meridia, coming in a different way. In full, especially, it's slightly more awkward because when you come in from pre-aqueduct, you have a very natural order to check these items in. When you come from here, you're kind of in the middle, so there's the main street and the crab, and then there's Mama T over there, and then we'll see how Nevdi wants to do this. But vary the prize here, and looks to be heading that way. But at least
Charu, don't worry, you didn't miss much except for a good race. But other than that, just the dulcet tones of my moronic comedy has given MM2 and Sloters a backache. So other than that, the race has been really good.
And there's that back of East Meridia. With like 0-2 on the major count there. And we are looking for Turian. We've got 3 spots that it can be. Either end of those Wreck Ship and East Meridia are possible. And then we did not see Chronic Boost in Upper Norfair, which I think is where Audra's headed. That would give her the portal knowledge necessary. I know what I like to save somewhere. That way, if this is Turian, you just kind of um well, spark to places where there aren't doors. But if Chronic Boost is Turian and you save Scum, you can probably go back to somewhere where there's a boss that you want to kill.
There we go for Nevdi. Doing the same spark. Now they're both in go mode. Audra with the boss lead, taking out Ridley. But this is a good position for both runners. Now it's just, like DJ was talking about your portal knowledge. Get that straight and go for it.
Nobody scouts that missile. But not going to scout that energy tank. That'll keep them even on 4 energy tanks, although I believe Nevdi does have an extra reserve. Audra going to do some farming here for various things. These things are pretty likely to drop energy, but I think they can give you some of your ammo back as well. Cacks are definitely where you would want to get your supers, but you don't need a ton of supers for the rest of the seed, with Ridley already dead. So, curious to see. Yeah, it looks like Audra is headed for probably lower Norfair? I think that's what I would do from here. Front to front that if you can manage the health correctly, and then you can check out Chronic Boost to get your final portal information. See if it is at a boss layer or if Turian ends up there.
And good news on the area. Torian's going to refill all the supers, so for the last 2 bosses, I think Audra's looking pretty darn good.
Yep. Got a gravity jump here in Lower Norfair to get up here in this room. Again, absolutely blazing through. This is going to be a really fast time for both of our runners, more than likely. This full countdown area can be pretty fast and it can be pretty slow. Every seed has its own tenor, but this one said, "Hey, just go, and I will give you what you want." And the runner said, "Hey, I think I will. Thank you very much."
Yeah, and because these two are so fast, I could do the second race and still make my dinner reservation, so everything just worked out.
Gonna try this Fast Pillars short charge. Did a little jump morph instead of charging, which was very interesting, but
It was something new. I enjoyed it.
also didn't do when you don't get the bonk against the door. I was gonna say you don't set up for this normalized new route strategy, but Audra does it anyway. Very nicely done.
Mm-hmm.
So,
That was sweet.
seeing a very nice display of some new route style movement here. Basically, add the ice beam in and take away the exoscope, and that's exactly what this is. So, got the short charge. We're going to kill these key hunters, both for safety and lag reduction. This is
That's
really,
a tough
really
short
nice stuff.
charge. And the way you all pull it off like that just every time still amazes me.
Yep.
Yep, Sir Webb.
So I'm curious to see if Nevdi handles this in a similar way. Definitely the case that you do not want to go. You don't want to go to Turian at the back of the boss layer before you have the other ones done.
Yeah, it feels bad, man.
But I guess actually, now that you've done Lower Norfair, I don't really know. It's like you could just do East Meridia, and then regardless of what you get, you're gonna know the answer after that. But I don't think you really necessarily want to leave out of Wreck Ship going all the way through. But back of East is also kind of slow. It is what it is. We'll see what the runners choose. I'm done posturing and theorizing.
Hey, in this game, the red violas are just violas, not super violas. It's another thing we learned from Audra's palette swap.
Absolutely. And here's our shuffled Dragon, the back of East Meridian now open. That's going to make things real convenient as the back portal is the one we found. So Nevdi is going to give us our information with regards to Chronic Boost now. So we're going to know the rest of the map state, and so is he. but
Oh, Audra doing a Nevdi spark. Shout outs to Nevdi.
shout out to Nevdi. That's what you do when you're on the other side of the screen. You goop spark. So there is Turian there, chronic boost. So back erect ship is in front of East Meridia, and both our runners would have been well served to do that at that exact moment. Andra finishes with the spark and avoids any chain damage shenanigans. So very nice to see. We do need to probably get out the front. I think in that regard, I would have actually checked that East Meridia item for one of the two tanks, because I think you want to go out the front here.
Why is it called a goop spark? You don't have to answer that one.
Because you spark during the goop phase, to my knowledge.
Because of the runner called Goop. Yeah, Goop and Nutella, those two were my favorites back in the day. I remember the 94% matches that Goop and Nutella had. It was impressive.
I apologize. I would like to give informative commentary. Right now I'm just laughing because Chad is having lots of fun with us, and I am doing things quite to their dismay. I've ruined literally everything, apparently, and for that, I may or may not apologize.
Oh, you're doing great.
Key hunters are key huntering. Andra has 7 current health, and then I believe 90 in the reserve, which probably you should put lower, or just Crystal Flash in this room. Curious to see how she wants to handle this. Yeah, deboost across, deboost back. Fireflies do pitiful damage when you have suits. Fun fact. But yeah. Do you really want to try to make it out on this energy? I feel like a Crystal Flash is in order. Yeah, that wasn't really that detrimental, honestly. Feels like it put you where you wanted to be, in Crystal Flash range, soon enough. Unless you get an energy tank here.
I was just rooting for Audra to get out without taking any hits. I wanted to see perfection, so that's why I went ooh.
Yeah. Doesn't make sense to not Crystal Flash until you confirm you don't get an E-Tank. And it was a reserve, which would have been more energy, but more energy isn't needed once you Crystal Flash and your current energy's up, so... Potentially has 0 current supers, but not really of any matter. And there's the energy tank, of course.
DJ, do you know who got world record first? Was it Goop or was it Nutella? Because I know they battled for a long time back in like 2004, 2005.
I actually think it was the runner named Alcatraz who got it first.
Oh yeah, I totally forgot about them. As it was in the beginning.
Audra is not electing to front this with the health situation. Just going to go out the back, run back through Green Burn Star. Speed makes it speedy, as you might guess. Definitely needs to figure out how the rest of this map goes and get a little bit more ammo for the rest of the game. Again, Dragon's dead, so we don't need to kill Batoon. We just need to kill Fantoon in East Meridia. And that doesn't really need any supers except for the ones for the doors. But definitely some is needed.
Yeah, 3 would be nice.
I want to say that part of the issue was that if she had elected to Crystal Flash to get the health back to go out the front, it's at Crademouth and you need a super to get out that way. And I'm pretty sure she would have been at 0 and there's not a lot of good super farms. So that may have played into things. I'll have to ask her at the conclusion of this one. But yeah, I'm curious if you just go East Meridia here or if you try to find Turian first. Looks like it doesn't matter too much, honestly, if you just do East Meridia now, although you have to get back out some way. But yeah, I think Audra's in a good position, but not knowing where Turian is is some level of detriment to that, where Nevdi already does, so knows exactly what the rest of his route is, and we'll see if he can also front to front this lower Norfair. But yeah, I do actually still think it's too early to call because Audra definitely found things earlier, but Nevdi does have ice advantage, which is not nothing at all, both for the damage of the beam and the faster Metroids.
Absolutely. And chat pointed out Nevdi's spring ball through a flower house was really, really cool.
Dang it, I missed it. So Nevdi's health really, really good right here. And I think front to front is best here if you can do it. So I expect he'll try, but I'm not 100% sure. So with Dragon Dead, we can fall down this room. You don't have to avoid these nasty little yapping maws, and we can fall down here, take Cack Alley, get all those supers back up I was talking about, and be on our merry way towards the final boss that we need to kill in the seed before we can access Turian. Fantoon hanging out in East Meridia this time. Don't need any of these East Meridia items, especially because since none of them are majors. And the E-tanks don't really help at this point.
Nah, they're both good to go. Nice thing about this seed is we really didn't have to check anything in Rec Shed, with Fantoon being all the way down here. So we saved a lot of time on those checks.
Nevdi proves me wrong and doesn't front to front this. Also goes out the back. So whatever I was seeing and not really figuring out was apparently not worth the while. Or he took too much damage from Key Hunters. That's also possible. World may never know.
Just one of those mysteries. We like to have one of those per match this tournament, as it is the titular name.
You know, Salty, you make an absolutely great point, and that's why we have you on the mic talking to the beautiful people of the Super Metroid community.
Oh, well, thanks. I thought I was just here to give headaches out to the really good players.
You know, a
Not
great man
purposeful
can
ones.
a great man can do both, Salty, and that's what you are.
Well, if you want to see me or hear me talk 100% Metroid for an entire race, the last any percent race I called yesterday was exactly that. It's rare. It's like a great white buffalo or a unicorn or something, but it happened.
A bird of many talents.
I'm trying to remember who it was. Oh yeah, P-Toil and Stachio Cat.
That sounds like a fun one.
That was a good one.
Nevdi, having made his way out of the Lower Norfair Green Brinstar little section, is headed to the same place Audra was, likely from the same direction, and we'll get to see. I expect Audra's going to go front of East Meridia right now, end up in Wreck Ship, and then you got to figure out from there how you get to the Chronic boost. And even though you're already going to be in a Wreck Ship, I expect you just go to the front of that, end up in West Meridia, take that to Moat at the top, and then you end up back in Upper Norfair from the Crab Door and Crateria. That's how I would route this. There's probably a faster route, but I saw that one very easily, so I went with it.
Yeah, I mean, if you see it, just go for it. You don't want to take time rerouting yourself if you already have a plan in mind. That way you don't have to slow down. At least most of the time that works.
Yeah. Sometimes you want to double and triple check because you may even be looking at things and find a faster route later. But looks like Rancho disagrees with me. Does not want to go through Rex Ship. They're both pretty much in the same place, which is why I was thinking you just do Rex Ship. Yeah, looks like she's had a second and or a third thought.
Wow, 3 thoughts. It takes me several minutes to get all the way up to 3 thoughts. That's impressive. But no, seriously, these two have put on a really fun show today. I'm glad I was able to catch this race.
For sure.
And
As
we got
expected.
completely different seeds as well.
Yeah, the only thing that stayed the same was the bosses were in fact shuffled in both seeds, which is like 9 in 100 or something like that. 9% chance that happens. Which we've gotten less common things like double surprise bosses, but
I remember that one. That was a fun one.
Some familiar
The Nestroid
settings.
seed.
Yes, absolutely. So familiar settings, especially this one. Played a lot of this last year in Randomizer League. Without the starter charge, but that barely mattered because we got a charge pretty easily. Yeah, all that remains is for Audra to get back into Upper Norfair, where the Turian door that she will have deduced lies, and got some Powerbomb Metroids on her side. Nevdi is going to have the Ice Beam for those, and we'll see what we can do. It's going to be, like you said, absolutely blazingly fast. We're going to get to Turian at like 47, 48 minutes, something like that.
Yeah, and that was Chronic Door Turian, wasn't it? So
Yep.
Won't be long now. It is a long run from East Meridia Fantoon boss here to the Turian door. So that's probably the thing that's going to hurt Nevdi the most. But Audra has played beautifully these 2 runs.
Yeah.
Made some really good routing decisions. I mean, they both played extremely well. It's just the route was the only difference. And the route was a reasonable decision to make by Nevdi.
Yeah, the skips Audra did, especially with that croc, really paid off. Nice to have Ice and Spring Ball, of course, but not making the difference in this one.
Here we are, Turian Elevator before 47 minutes.
Good grief.
46:53, I think.
I mean,
Holy cow.
if she had Ice Beam, she'd be flirting with like a 52, I think. Maybe even faster. But no such Ice Beam in her arsenal. Gonna be seeing these Powerbomb strats. So need to actually practice and learn the Rinka stuff. Something I need to add to my repertoire, but I guess here's some good film study.
Yeah,
a little bit of a mess up.
It's a third room that I'm not 100% sure on. Powerbomb wise.
Nevdi is having the quicker route from Fantoon to Turian, given that he already knows it. Don't need to do that wreck ship stuff. But honestly, going to it and knowing it versus not knowing it and doing what Audra did, probably like time neutral-ish. Because the trip to Turian early didn't really accomplish anything. It's just knowledge.
Yeah, because knowledge is not power, folks.
Lots of extra power bombs in Metroid Room 3 and even got a little drop. But with 20 coming in, definitely didn't need it. Even with 15, wouldn't have needed that drop. Once again, the Twitch overlords don't want us to see what's happening. We're going to fight them, though.
How dare they? Don't they know it's Metroid time?
They certainly should. It's on the schedule. It's in the stream title. It's in the category. Like, get with the program.
I know. Like, if this was Luigi's Mansion 2 or something, sure, make it freeze on us. But since it's Metroid, that's way more important. And I know that opinion's going to differ drastically depending on who you talk to. But I've never played Luigi's Mansion, so I don't care about it. That's simple.
That's the Luigi's Mansion community. I know they have some Luigi's Mansion 1 tournaments every now and then on SpeedGaming.
Actually, I have played the third one.
I've also played the third one.
My son bought that. So that's all I know about it. Seems fun, but Metroid's where it's at.
Yes, and that is where we are at, Nevdi, following this route from West Meridia to Terrain. You want to come up here, do a little dip into criteria before getting back to Upper Norfair. And hopefully we can come back here relatively quickly.
Shout outs to Fishing Boo for tracking for us and getting the restream. Haven't given Fishing Boo a shout out yet this run, so wanted to make sure we did that.
Yes, indeed. Fishing Boo, one
See
of
if the
our
bot's
most
working.
one of our most voluminous trackers, always helping us out whenever we need it. Nobody also gets this nice little spark across the spiky acid snakes tunnel. Very nice to see. Tight short charge there. Especially with the door transition at the end. Pretty tricky. Yeah, this chat is confirming whatever's going on. Audraxys stream is currently live on Twitch, but we'll just stick with what we have in front of us as Nevdi has bombs, so not deterred by that grab in room 1. Is gonna blaze forward here. Oh, didn't quite get that menu to the super, but nice room 2. See if we can get some nice room 3 strats. Oh. Yeah, I should have stopped talking about them. They were better before I said words. I apologize, Nevdi.
I checked out the race room just to make sure everything was going well, and it is. So for now, we'll have to enjoy the awesome stance that Samus is in on the right side. Hopefully, the stream comes back to us.
It is a very nice freeze frame, if nothing else. You know, the pretty That's perfectly face forward.
Yeah.
She's saying that only we can prevent forest fires.
Smoky Samus.
That's right.
Don't go camping without her.
And maybe also don't go camping with her, because there's going to be a timer and you got to run to that ship really fast. Nevdi with the bombs and all the nice little movement. Going to go for a Stachio skip here. Very nicely done.
Nailed it. Nice job, Nevdi.
Yep. Did not come out of there with full supers, but with this beam, you're fine with the 33 supers that he had. Going to use some on the doors, and then beams and ammo for this fight. Pretty comfortable fight. You know, this damage output from, like you said, any percent new route plus plenty of energy. 5+2, I believe, on Nevdi's side.
Zeb being a little bit trolly there, but we got it.
Yep. We'll let people know that with the SG delay, Audra is probably just about to end the the Mother Brain 2 to 3 cutscene. Right now, she's fighting the third one, but again, there's a little bit more delay, so it's really close. Basically, it's like a little more than the Metroid or the Mother Brain 2 fight apart for these runners. As stated, I saved quite a bit of time in Turian, but Audra just did not elect to choose to fight Crocomire, get those goodies, and also skipped a little more in Upper Norfair. Just went to where the suits were, and also you had really good movement and a good enough beam. So
Yeah, I think that those crop checks were most of the difference. If Croc was just a little bit more helpful on the payout, could be a different story.
honestly, I want to say that Croc is probably time neutral ish, and the real culprit here was, well, Audra was a little ahead already coming out of the Green Brinstar loop, but also the Upper Norfair stuff. And like I said, finding Turian was also probably time neutral at best for Nevdi. So, yeah, I really do think, as close as they are, like Upper Norfair is most of this difference, if not all of it. And Croc was not a negative.
Oh, okay. Good
That's
news.
just that's an opinion, though. It's definitely not verifiable fact. You timing all those things with the variable nature of how you do things and what you get and all that other nonsense is a fool's errand.
Well, at the moment, I have my opinion and your opinion, and so I'm gonna go with yours for now. I think that's a little bit safer.
So I will let everyone know that just on her stream, Audra just stepped on the ship, finished this up with an official race time of 55 minutes and 33 seconds. That is good for first place in game 2 and a 2-0 sweep of this round of 16 matchup.
GG's to Audra.
Yes, indeed. Can give you Nevdi's audio here for the remainder of this, but yeah. Had some issues in the later parts of the Swiss bracket to end up with a 3-3 record, but thus far in the playoff bracket, absolutely cruising is Audra. 2-0 in the round of 32 and now 2-0 in the round of 16.
Well, trust my words then, chat. Ninja, baseball, Batman. Hold on to those
Okay.
words.
As soon as I give the good people of Speed Gaming 5 audio, Mother Brain decided to crash the stream.
Rutro.
But we'll see if Audra or Nevdi want to join us for an interview. Especially because currently we don't have anything else to talk about. Nothing's moving on the screen.
Oh
Just
man,
a
it's a
bunch of words
tie.
coming in from the great beyond. I'll go ahead and mark Nevdi done as well. See if he wants to come in here. But there is our winner of this series, Audra, joining us. GG's.
Hello.
Congrats, Audra.
Thank you. That game too is extremely scuffed. I forgot about Croc. Specifically, I forgot about Croc being 2 until I went down the elevator to Upper Norfair. I looked at my transitions, and I'm just like, that part of Red Tower is so isolated. Like, there's no quick way for me to correct that mistake. So when I saw where gravity was, and that I was able to get it, I was like, okay, we're gonna run with this. If I ever, like, miraculously have, end up near Croc again, I'll probably check it and just, like, hope Varia is at, like, the very front, and if not, then I'll just peace and try and skip the time from, like, looking for a second item, hopefully. And then, yeah, after, I was doing a lot of, like, heat shenanigans, literally, like, routing in an E-tank and going to the ship, stuff I would not have had to do if I had Varia. So at that point, I was just like, okay, well, I got gravity, but I wasted so much time that if Croc had Varia, I can't compete with Varia being there. Like, that's bad for me now, so I'm not gonna do it. And then that meant that West Meridia, that one major in West Meridia, became a little bit more important to chase than it otherwise might have been.
Interesting. And yeah, Nevdi finishes official race time 57:52 and is also with us in the booth. GG's, Nevdi.
Thank you. GG's.
Yeah, GG's, Nevdi.
Oh, one more thing. Also, not like the fact that my Norfair route to get that gravity just completely hard isolated Chronic boost. That was so bad for me. and like I was just like, because I saw both the bosses at bottom of West Meridia, right? And I was just like, well, I can't do East Meridia now because the Turian's at the other end. I'm kind of hosed, but it's okay because like you just get Varia here. You have to backtrack out to get Lower Norfair anyways, and then you have to come back probably, right? Turian's probably at the back of one of these bosses, and it wasn't. I thought I was gonna lose just because of that. And like if Croc just had like a better item like Space Jump, I was worried about Croc just or like Screw Attack. Actually, Screw Attack would have saved me a ton of time.
Yeah. I'm interested what Nevdi thinks, especially with the time difference here. I don't think Croc. I think Croc was at least time neutral versus your route, but I mean, Ice is really good.
I'd have
Spring
to
Ball
see.
a lot less good, but yeah, Nevdi spent a lot more time in Upper Norfair. Got a grapple out of it. That was the last major.
I'd have to see what the Croc caused Audra to do, I suppose, to comment. But yeah, it would just be a time loss on the item for sure. If you like, if it's just in and out for ice only, then it's probably losing like a minute or so.
Where were the items at Croc exactly?
Cosine.
You had
Is that what it's called? And then the top, and then the PBs, I think.
Oh, that's okay. That's not great.
It's not. Yeah, it's not as if it's like right at the grapple location or something. Yeah.
It's not. Yeah, it's pretty mid.
Yeah.
Ice is good, but like because speed was early, it just wasn't useful enough.
Yeah, I was like beginning to think the ice and spring ball were gonna be like some suitless stuff because when I got the high jump, I'm like, oh, it's probably gonna be a West Meridia beach play or something on that one major, but there's no way I'm gonna chase that yet. So I just did Upper Norfair, and when it was gravity, just chased it to the other side because that's just where the portals worked out. I was pretty happy with everything in game 2 except for isolating the chronic was so bad.
Oh, you also did. Okay.
yeah.
I went back for it to confirm, and then I felt like worse. So it was great. Because if
I
you
felt
just go
worse
through,
not going back for it, but like also I don't know because I double dipped the Main Street bosses. I did wreck ship right away, but I left East Meridian until
Yeah.
last. So
I did that too. Yeah, I did that as well.
Okay.
I think that
It's
was
just-
probably.
it
I think
felt
the best
so
thing.
bad.
I think the best thing is if you check that portal, you just go straight through wreck ship to the back to do East Meridia, straight through as well. Oh, I know the boss isn't dead, so it's not as good actually, because then you have to come back out the front.
You could argue like it's just the tiniest bit greedy not to check back wreck ship there, but like I hadn't thought through like what
Nah,
all the
you
good
can't.
outcomes of it.
Yeah, and it's so hard because the
like-
portals start like the whole map shows itself so quickly that you've got no time to think. You're like, all right, hold on, it's coming together. Where am I going? What's the best way? And that's it's a really hard part of that end game to work it out because it just happens way too quickly.
Yeah, I was just like, we're not dealing with like a boss funnel bottleneck where one boss region is completely behind another one on the way to Turian, right? No,
Yeah.
we're not dealing with that. Okay, that's kind of all I care about right now.
Actually, I think your way of like if you miss the portal at Chronic, I think you're just supposed to not care about it, and then just it's not that bad, I suppose. But then you meant to backtrack for Lower Norfair, and then run the back of East, and then go to the front.
That felt so bad, but like honestly, the
Mm.
like the best case scenario that you get out of it, I think it's so good because
Yes, yeah,
because like with the way East Meridia, like back of East Meridia, the check at the front is like mostly free. So if that's Turian, you're good, and if
yeah,
it's
yeah.
Chronic, then that's also fine.
Yeah, that's right. Actually, it's either really good or probably fine. So I think, but it was hard for me to see that in the moment. So I just checked the Chronic and then went back to back, and luckily it was the mostly fine scenario. So I was okay at the end of it all.
Did you have?
It sounds like it was.
Did you have Dragon?
sorry.
You had Dragon dead.
Yes.
When you
yeah.
went back for. Okay. Yeah.
So I was able to go back to back because I knew. Well, I thought that was quick. It was really hard to work out the best
I
route.
went
I'm not
back
exactly
to-
sure.
I was intending to go back to back initially, and then I thought it spit me at wreck ship, and I was like, wait,
Mm.
and I went out wreck ship because
Yeah.
that felt faster.
Yeah, once you're there,
Uh,
for sure, that would be faster. Yeah,
I don't know. Back of East Meridia, like those rooms are just so gross. I don't like them.
yeah, they're terrible.
No one does. Unless you,
Yeah, it
with
does
Space and
sound
Screw, maybe they're okay.
It does sound like it was Croc and Upper Norfair, and then probably just a bit of execution and movement. Like I had a pretty bad Fantoon fight. Movement was okay. Bosses were mid. Fantoon was terrible, but
my
it
terrain
seems
was
hard to beat you this one.
awful.
Yeah, no ice. No ice terrain sucks.
I
It just
well,
gets so yucky.
I executed everything poorly. MS Baby Skip, Zeb Skip took me
Ooh.
2 tries. I was just like, there's no way I'm winning after like 4 situation.
Yeah.
I guess like I don't know why I didn't think it would happen to you, but yeah, you just always think that in races. I just think
Yeah,
your
it's hard, I
opponent
suppose.
found like a smarter way to deal with it.
Yeah. It'd be hard because once you get both suits and you didn't do Croc and Croc was a 2, like it's hard not to feel good, I suppose. But then at the same time, it's like, oh, what if they got ice and space or something and they're executing better? So it's a really hard at the end of it. It's like, have I taken the best route, but am I still going to win? What's happening? And I did get pretty decent items at Croc for how bad the time sync was. So I think that it's probably more Upper Norfair and just playing.
Yeah, I don't know. My execution I felt was kind of off today because my controller got destroyed in a flood a few weeks ago, and that's part of I feel like that's part of like me going 3-3 in Swiss. So I have to get used to this new controller, and the D-pad is terrible. I hate it the more that I play with it.
It's the worst thing to have bad. You want the D-pad to be good and the controllers to be bad. Oh, that's
Yeah.
rough. I couldn't handle that. But if my D-pad's different, it's so over for me. It's so rough.
I feel like I adapt pretty well, but it was just like a lot of it felt gross. I didn't trust a lot of my jumps, and
Yeah.
I feel like execution probably just wasn't what made these races. So
Yeah, that's fair. Oh, yeah, first one was a brain for me. It was a good brain issue. So, obviously doing a bit of map rando, I forget how to do dash, but I've done it for so long that it's no worries. Like, it's going to be fine. When I killed the Fantoon boss, I forgot to check if it was shuffled because I just thought it was shuffled. Forgot to check if it was shuffled. I'm like, oh no, it could be shifted. That's right. So I'm like, oh, okay, well, I'll just duck into Meridia to confirm. I'll go fight the boss, and then I can confirm if it's shifted or shuffled. As I'm going, I'm like, wait, what if it's Ridley? It's Ridley. And then when it was Ridley, I wasn't even like mad or upset. I just laughed. I'm like, you're an idiot. I just like I thought DJ's on comms. This is the worst thing. And then when it was over, I think it would have been really close because you just meant to go back up the ship there, and I'm guessing with Audra's time, you also full lead ship and everything, so we would have done the exact same route. But that first one, I'm like, okay, yeah, throw away. This is terrible.
yeah, I full cleared ship.
Like we had fun.
Yep. And then like Chozo Meridia is just like I was just like, it wasn't good compared to just going back to Norfair, and I'm just like.
Yeah.
Well, let's just say like Shactwell has the 30 tank for Chozo or whatever. And...
yeah, and then the Vari is in the Hell Runs, exactly, which is probably what it was. Yeah.
So, gotta shorten this up. They're trying to get us to another channel to use this. So, Nevdi, absolutely ridiculous Swiss portion, followed by getting the number 1 initial seed in the first round.
Nah,
so heck of a tournament despite the result. If you have any final thoughts about how this all went.
I liked it. I liked it. Obviously some balance changes I'd like to see, but overall the concept's really good. I'm a massive dash fan. I think that this is the way forward to play area. I love it. Focus wasn't huge this year, but I still felt really confident, and I'm happy to go out to Audra, competitor, and I wish you all the best. I think that you'll do well, and yeah, good luck.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thanks, Nevdi. And for you, Audra, facing the winner of myself and Nitro, hopefully we can also put on a good show, but how are you feeling going forward?
I have a pretty good record against Nitro so far, and part of it I would say is like maybe not entirely deserved, but like actually I was happy about this game 1 because I felt like this was the first vanilla map seed in this whole tournament where I actually deserved my win. Yeah, pretty confident against Nitro. Though I felt like he was not really happy the way he lost to me, so might be coming back with a vengeance if he is the one that advances, which he is favored. But it would be really interesting to have that SGL first round off stream backroom rematch with you in quarterfinals. So, yeah, best of luck in your match on Friday. I think I actually might be around to watch it.
Yes, I'm definitely going
Oh,
to
yeah.
do my best.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, I should get off the air.
But yeah, that's gonna be all. There's another race going on for this mystery tournament, Farflu versus Dirt. But yeah, we're gonna get out of here. Thanks for watching. Follow the runners, all that good stuff. Thank you, Salty. Thank you, Fishing. Boo, and goodbye.
Thanks, everybody. See you next mission.